Good evening, beautiful people. I know it's been a minute since I've done a video, but there's been a lot of great things going on and some not so great things, some challenging things, but we persevere, surmounted, and I'm here. And I recently got a call from an old, I guess, client of mine that said to me, I've tried different things and it worked with you. And what I'm referring to is coaching and spiritual work. I kind of do it. I've been doing it kind of on the down low, if you will, just because I've been scared to step out and really face family members and friends and be like, hey, you know what? I'm an empath. I've known for a while that I am. I've known for a while that I'm also a healer, and I heal both with empowerment in terms of words, and I also heal through spiritual bath and candle work. Um, I struggled for a really long time with the idea of spiritual work and Christianity. And as I navigated that and worked through that, I've reached a place of peace and rest. But I needed just some time to recover from a few of the things that happened in the last year or two of my life. And I just wanted to make sure that when I stepped out, that I wasn't pulling back. 2 seconds later, that I was wishy-washy when I did it. But I realized talking to people and sharing people, they've all come back with the same feedback. Hey, Nat, you got to get your story out there. You got to start talking about this because it's in talking that people start realizing that what they're going through is not um, different. It's not weird that there are people going through such things. I'm not going to claim to have all the answers, but this video in particular is not so much about the work that I do as opposed to how I got here and to share some of the challenges, the victories, solutions that I came up with in the hope that you can get through some of yours with those stories. Because it wasn't a pleasant story. I had moments of laughter, I had moments of joy, I had moments of love in there, but I also had lots of moments of chaos. And it was through meditation, through prayer, through, focused on there has to be something better out there that got me through a lot of it. So I'm ready. All that to say, I'm ready. So if you're going through spiritual challenges and you have some stuff you'd like to talk about, listen to some of my videos. I started off doing Rune of the Day and then got into some lessons as I face things. And, I've experienced a lot of psychic attacks, spiritual attacks, friends, family, people that I would have least expected it from. And that doesn't mean that I'm perfect, that I haven't provoked some of these, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes in my ignorance, So I would like to present it in a real way to you. And how I thought to do this was to kind of, so it doesn't just come across as here's a story today, here's the story today. I thought what would be really cool is to kind of pick a card and pick a theme and then select the story of my life, because I'll probably cover all those themes in some crazy way or another, and pick a story of my life that corresponds to that theme and show you how spirit, angels, prayer, meditation, like what did I do to get out of it? And some of this story is challenging because some of it's trauma that I experienced. Just to give you an idea, I got kicked out of the house for the first time I was 11 years old. And yet I've reached a place where I love, adore, and totally understand and appreciate my mother despite our journey during my teenage years. And some of that is because we came to light that there were spiritual things being done to me and my family that provoked a lot of that. So as a Canadian West Indian, we heard a lot of folklore growing up and a lot of different stories that we kind of brush under the carpet. But every now and then I would sit down with my grandmother and she'd talk to me about the bolam, or she'd talk to me about the diablesse, or something that happened in our family, to our grandmother, to our mother, to our, different things like that, and how culturally in the West Indies, they process those things that originated from folklore, from, I won't even say folklore, because it was real life, where we saw how intuition guided them. My grandmother was somebody that, you couldn't afford a doctor with 13 kids necessarily in the Caribbean. So my grandmother would pray and she would be revealed what herbs she can go get in the garden, and through, like, our culture knew what to get to heal and create salves and to create teas that were useful in healing people, which we still carry today. We just now, call it tea and herbal stuff, but it was really culturally embedded in us, and also through prayer and meditation. So through prayer and faith, if you will, that we got these solutions at some point in our lives that we now carry on and call, current medicine, which they're now synthesizing. But I digress. The whole point is that I would like to share some of these solutions for you in the hope that you can find some answers in it, that you can find some, not just answers, but peace in it, that you're not alone dealing with this. Because I feel by not sharing these stories and keeping them secret, we're putting people at risk of walking down paths longer than they had to. And if anybody knows me growing up, you'll know that I was that chaotic kid, kicked out at 11, was running away probably till 15, 16, got hit by a car at 16, was abused by my dad more so than my mom, but both of them, like because of the and I wouldn't even say it was abuse, but it was really like a combination thereof of, mixing the Canadian culture with the West Indian culture, plus the curses and psychic attacks that were happening to my family at the same time. So I'm going to share all of that. And sometimes it's not going to make sense. And sometimes you might think, nah, this girl's just losing her shit or she's mentally messed up. And there was a period I was, but I'm in a great place now that I'm not perfect. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm definitely in a place where I can share some of these experiences and feel good knowing that it can give you some peace and some answers to what you may be going through. So my name's Natalie. I've created the Facebook site and a website called the Lightworkers Haven, and it's for people like me that are light workers, that are here to fight the good fight, that are here to help people rise up when they're in trouble, help them rise up when they just need a moment of encouragement. Sometimes I have clients that I just talked to 2, 3 times, but they just needed someone to hear and know. And one of the great questions I always get is, do you believe in God? I believe in spirit. I believe in great spirit. I just tend to shy away from the word God because it tends to have a religious connotation. And I believe in the Almighty. I believe in the great creative force that has made it created here. And I'm still in search of all the answers that I need, which is not everybody's answers, but it's definitely mine. And I've been blessed with some of those answers, and I'm still on a quest for more. So as I said, I'm not here to give you everything, but what I do know, I'm willing to share. So if you have some questions already, like, some of the folklore that you heard growing up, please follow. I'd love to hear that. I'll share some of mine and I'd love to hear some of yours. So stay tuned because there's more great stories of Canadian, West Indian diaspora, as well as folklore, as well as spiritual stuff, as well as mental health stories and how I've come. Like after everything I've gone through, and I share some of these stories, people are like, how the hell is this girl still smiling? But I am by the grace of spirit. So this is what I want to share with you. And I'm hoping that it can bring some joy, laughter, and some peace into your life. On that note, love and light being sent your way. Have a blessed and wonderful night.